far ahead of his initial estimated time frame of 4 to 5 weeks for Operation Epic Fury. Also just telling CBS he thinks the war is very complete, pretty much, though a U.S. intelligence assessment finds military action is unlikely to lead to regime change.
Neither limited airstrikes nor a large, prolonged military campaign are likely to result in a new government in Iran, according to an assessment from the National Intelligence Council. The assessment was done in the weeks leading up to U.S. and Israeli airstrikes and concludes Iran's establishment would attempt to preserve continuity of power, even in the event of the supreme leader's death. That appears to be happening as Iran's leading clerics, named Ali Khamenei's son, is the new supreme leader, a selection President Trump describes as a big mistake. President Trump says he should have approval of Iran's next leader.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. The president plans a news conference about 90 minutes from now, 5:30 Eastern, as gas prices hit $3.47 a gallon in the AAA average, up 48 cents in the past week, with oil prices surging over $100 a barrel earlier. Interior Secretary Doug Burgum just telling Fox.
President Trump says this price increase is going to be temporary, and it is a small price to pay for the idea that we're going to get rid of a terrorist regime that has been holding the world economy hostage for 47 years.
A late rally on Wall Street. The Dow up 239 points at the bell after the president's optimistic words about progress in the war, erasing a morning sell-off. Two men accused of throwing homemade explosives during a far-right protest outside the New York City mayor's official residence are now held without bail, charged with multiple federal counts, including using a weapon of mass destruction. Police say they were inspired by ISIS. One is an 18-year-old high school senior from Pennsylvania. America is listening to Fox News.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Parts of Michigan recovering from deadly tornadoes.
The difficult task of picking up the pieces following an EF3 tornado in Union City, Michigan that claimed at least 4 lives and an EF2 twister that tore through nearby Three Rivers Friday.
We're getting a little better idea of just how bad off the houses are, and it's an absolute mess. When I'm in the areas that are affected, I can't even tell what street I'm on.
Three Rivers Mayor Angel Johnston, the powerful storms also blamed for at least 2 deaths in eastern Oklahoma.
Fox's Jeff Panasso, a threat of more severe weather from Texas to New York through Wednesday. A settlement could open the door for cheaper concert tickets.
The Department of Justice and a group of states have reached agreement with Live Nation, which also owns Ticketmaster and faced monopoly charges. It prevents the breakup of Live Nation, which was accused of illegally inflating concert prices and harming artists.
Fox's Jenny Cosola. The deal makes it easier for other promoters to compete for business at venues controlled by Live Nation, which still says the case against it was without merit. IndyCar unveiling the new Freedom 250 Grand Prix racecourse to run through the heart of the nation's capital this summer.
It's part of America 250 and is expected to attract more than 200,000 spectators. Fox Sports CEO Eric Shanks.
There is no better way to celebrate America 250 than by showcasing American speed and ingenuity on the streets of our capital.
The reveal taking place at the foot of the National Mall, offering a first look at what organizers are calling a once-in-a-lifetime race through some of the country's most iconic landmarks. The race through the streets of D.C. will take place on August 23rd. It's free to the public, and if you can't make it to D.C., you can catch the race on Fox. Frank Lanza, Fox News.
Recapping that late rally on Wall Street, the Dow up 239, S&P and the NASDAQ also in the green as oil prices tumble, falling back under $86 a barrel. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Good afternoon. It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Evan Stone. Typically, Curtis Allen is sitting in the studio, but he's a great American citizen today. Are we allowed to tell people he's on jury duty?
Well, you just did. So.
Well, hypothetically, he might be a great American citizen today. So you're rocking with me, Evan Stone. We got nephew Cooper sitting in the captain's chair for at least an hour.
Yeah. I'm a little stressed, but I think we're going good so far.
We're gonna be just fine. So a lot going on today. It's a very busy day. Obviously, we look at the weekend, and the Illini wrapped up their regular season with a victory over Maryland. Made us sweat just a little bit. That was a typical Illinois at Maryland basketball game where it's just ugly.
I was in the car for most of the game, so I kept consistently refreshing the score on my phone while I was driving, and I just kept seeing them be too close.
I mean, you weren't refreshing your phone while driving.
No, sorry. My friend that was in the passenger seat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it. It. Yeah, it's just it was never. I don't think they said at the end no team. So Illinois never had a double-digit lead. It was just there the whole game.
It's not good. It's just not good.
Honestly, it just another one of those games where I've been saying this all year, just get out. Just get out with a win. Just get on to the next game. Now we're going into Big Ten tournament time. But big game for David, who just, controlled every aspect of the game, who did it, scoring-wise, did it on the glass. He had a bunch of assists. Off shooting night for Keaton, for Tommy once again. Andre tried to get out running a couple of times, but it just never felt comfortable. But at the end of the day, you get out with a win.
I feel a little bit more reassured about everything that's been going on with Andre. I don't know if you saw how Brad was saying that he's been dealing with the flu. He's lost 10 pounds in a span of a week.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so hearing that amidst all the struggles that he's been having, and the people are talking about how he's having confidence concerns, whatever, that made me feel a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, and I always wonder, it's fascinating whenever someone struggles. It's they got the flu. It's all right, probably, but it also is quite it's an unprovable excuse sometimes. But yeah, David leads the way. He's got 22 points on 9 of 13 shooting, so very efficient. 4 or 5 from the line, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, but 4 offensive boards, which I felt like were just huge when you needed them. The Illini as a team, they shoot 5 of 24 from deep, so 21%. But they were pounding the paint.
I think all things considered, if you're able to squeak out a win in Big Ten play while shooting 21% from 3, even if you're, that's pretty much your identity, is that you're a team that shoots a lot of threes.
Yeah.
That makes me feel good that they were still able to get the win even when it was a rough shooting night.
Yep. And then Andre Mills, boy, I hope he transfers this year. I don't want to see him anymore. Goes off for 30, 10 of 18 shooting, only 2 from 8 from 3, 8 for 10 from the free throw line. But he was all Maryland had. He went off on a heater. Him and Darius Adams. And they took exactly what the Illini like to give. They give up tough mid-range jumpers, and they just hit everything.
Lindy chiming in on the text line saying it's a perfect game for this time of year. The more games that they can play where the score is uncomfortably close, the better prepared they'll be for the tournaments.
Yeah, in theory, that's what I like to see. In theory, that's how I came out of the overtime games, the Michigan. It's okay, these are all learning experiences for when it really matters. The problem is it's only a learning experience if you learn from it.
Yeah.
So that's what I keep telling myself to make myself feel better. I know Coach Underwood was not happy with a question at the post-game presser where one of the journalists asked him, hey, you've had some close games that didn't fare well, late in the game. How does this game give you some confidence moving forward? Because you're going to have more close games. And in true Underwood fashion, he just said, that's a load of crap. We've also pulled away a lot. I don't like that question. Next question. It's like,
that was like my worst fear starting as a student journalist. Like if I were to ever ask something that got that type of response from a coach.
Well, and here's the thing is you can't even really, you can't control it because that was an incredibly valid question.
Right.
Like it was a good question because they have not pulled away a ton in those late game, close game situations. In fact, they've lost a bunch. I went back and I looked. So you got your 3 overtime games, right?
Yeah.
So you got Michigan State, you got Wisconsin, you got UCLA. You were winning at every single one of those games at half by at least 6 points, I think. And so in the second half, you faltered in each of those games and ended up losing in overtime. And so, I think it's an incredibly valid question that when you've got the game getting tight down the stretch, are you puckering or are you having enough confidence to really pull away?
Yeah, and this is, you mentioned and Lindy, to his point, says they're going to be better prepared for the tournaments. Sure, learning experiences, but you're kind of out of time now. It is that do or die time starting on Friday. So,
well, technically Friday's not do or die.
Okay,
because you'll go to the NCAA tournament.
All right. Well, I care about the Big Ten.
Do you care about the Big Ten tournament? I think that's an important question, though. Is as fans right now, how much do you care about the Big Ten tournament?
Decent amount, I guess. Right? I don't know. Is that I've only started watching and being a fan of this team since I came to college, to be honest. So
yeah,
I don't. It's cool.
2 years ago.
3 technically.
Technically. I think for people who have been fans for a long time, to say nobody cares about the Big Ten tournament is probably extreme. Everybody wants to win the Big Ten tournament.
Right.
But I do think the wide arching feeling is we care a lot more about the NCAA tournament because we've won the Big Ten tournament twice now. So it's kind of like, been there, done that. Okay, if we win another one, that's awesome. We love banners and trophies, so that's cool. But at the end of the day, we got to make that run in the NCAA tournament again.
Yeah, and I guess that's been kind of consuming people for the past, couple months, just worried about what seed Illinois is going to get, worried about how each game plays into it, and how they're not performing against Michigan or UConn, the top of the top. So
see, I think so. Matt and Sydney just texted in. This seems to be the overarching opinion. So just win that first game, and then whatever happens out there is fine, but get rest. I don't know how much this team, although I will say yesterday, did you get to watch any of it, like highlights?
Yeah, I saw the highlights.
Okay. Keaton looked tired. He looked like he's been carrying a pretty heavy load. Big Def's been texting for a long time about the kind of the freshman wall that you hit. Typically you hit it in January. Keaton obviously didn't. I'm a little worried that he's going to hit it now.
I was going to pose the question to you at some point, are we starting to get a little worried about Keaton and his play? Obviously a great player. You know what they say, though, about having experienced point guards in March, and we've seen his shooting numbers go down as of late.
It's the haircut, man.
That's what everybody's saying. People texted in and said that right when it happened.
It's the haircut, dude. You never cut your hair mid-season. That's wild.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on the flip side, I'm like, Tommy needs to shave the beard. Because since the beard got fluffy, since birds started coming out of it, man, he's not hit anything. Yeah, Keaton again. He plays 34 minutes, but he goes 3 for 10 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3, 5 for 7 at the line, and a couple of those free throws late. Man, he's just grazing the front rim, front iron, and it's like, whew, he looks tired. So, but he controls a lot of the offense. He had 3 steals. I think all of those were in the first half. So that's unique. They had 5 steals total in that game, which I feel like is pretty good for this Illini team. Jay Money cares about every single game. I don't.
I think that's a lie.
I don't care about every game.
Long Island. Come on.
You cared about winning that game. Yeah, hey, Long Island did. I mean, they're rolling right now.
Yeah,
nobody else cares.
The fins up.
Yeah, fins up, baby. So yeah, you walk out with a 6-point victory in where's Maryland? Something Park.
College Park.
College Park.
Yeah.
I knew there was a park somewhere. And so you're set up now for a Friday afternoon as the 4 seed, probably playing Wisconsin.
Listen to this. The game is at 1:30. My flight is at 1.
Oh, how long?
So I'm gonna
flight?
miss. It's like 5 hours. So
Come
I'm gonna
on.
miss the entire game.
You're rich enough to have in-flight Wi-Fi.
I'm hoping one of my buddies buys the Wi-Fi, and then I can just get a seat next to them.
It is the principle of the thing that I've never bought Wi-Fi on a plane.
That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna download a movie and I'm gonna move on. But now Illinois is playing, like,
that might be the only time that I would really jump in. I would cave, as if it was March.
We'll see.
We did actually. So 2 years ago, when Illinois won the Big Ten tournament, I was flying back from Kenya, and I mean, that's a long travel day. It's
I'm sure
20-something hours.
Jeez.
And so I actually got 2 games during that travel trip. So I got the Saturday game, and then the Sunday championship game. And yeah, I bought the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
Qatar Airways. I was like, yeah, come on.
You had to have been the most focused you've ever been during an Illinois basketball game,
And here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. Even when you buy the plain Wi-Fi, it still is constantly buffering.
Yeah.
Like, this Wi-Fi sucks. So now I paid for it. And I always joke with my friend. I'm like, well, if you're buying in-flight Wi-Fi, boy, you have done well in life. Like, you are at a different tax bracket because, yeah. It's crazy.
And then you also need, like, if you're paying for Wi-Fi exclusively to watch your team, if they go out there and lose, then it's just like a double whammy.
The double whammy. Yeah, because so that was the tournament we played Nebraska, and then who was the championship game?
Was it Wisconsin?
Was it Wisconsin? It was
think
another red team. It was either Wisconsin. So Ohio State was 21-22. Right? That was the Io Kofi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Wisconsin.
So it was Wisconsin.
Yeah, I think it was.
So I pay for that Wi-Fi, and both first halves of the first half of Nebraska, they Tominaga couldn't miss.
He's so fun.
You're one of those guys, huh?
He is.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I wasn't a big fan, but yeah, he couldn't miss. So the whole first half, I'm bought Wi-Fi for that game, and it's just like, oh, frick, man. And this sucks. But then they came back and won it, so that was awesome. But okay, your 4 seed, you get Wisconsin most likely. I don't see because who's Wisconsin gonna have to play?
I'm efforting it right now.
Efforting.
I typed it in and it just didn't type into the search bar.
Is it the West Coast team? It's not like Washington, USC, Washington. You would think we would have the technology, or we would have looked this up.
Nope.
Okay.
USC, Washington.
Okay, I was right, man. Just be confident. USC, Washington. Probably USC's in a tailspin right now. They kicked Chad Baker, what's his face, off the
Mazzara,
team, and that's a weird situation.
Did you see Gilbert Arenas was going public and saying that they shouldn't do that?
No.
Yeah.
I feel like if Gilbert Arenas is on your side, you're probably thinking about your life choices. You're like, dang it. So USC's in a bit of a tailspin, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's Washington versus Wisconsin. And then I'm going to almost guarantee Wisconsin will win that game. Yeah. I'd bet most of my life on it. And so you're going to have a rematch against Wisconsin on Friday afternoon. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited for it because it's going to be a completely different game. Because the first time it was a tough game, only played 6 guys pretty much the entire time in an overtime loss. Their 2 guards, Boyd and Blackwell, were just absolutely feasting on Illinois' defense, and this time we'll actually have Kylan and Andre.
I was about to say that was the game that we missed both of them, right?
So I think that's going to make a huge, huge difference in terms of the defensive side of things and actually slowing down that Wisconsin offense.
Yeah, we'll see, because Wisconsin, man, that offense it's so weird. Like, I feel like everything's almost backwards right now because Purdue can't play defense. Wisconsin, their offense is insane right now. So it should be, take the over.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And go up to United Center, and hopefully it's a heavy Illinois crowd.
I would imagine it would be. I was there for the Illinois-Alabama game, and it was like a lot of people showed out. There was a ton of orange.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be fun. We'll definitely spend a lot of this week really getting into Big Ten tournament, and so we'll break a lot of that down. We'll fill out some brackets, all that good stuff. Be on the lookout. We're going to have a drive, the Drive, ESPN Radio, the Drive, 93.5, with Evan Stone and Curtis Allen and Cooper. Bracket. So we're going to have our own bracket challenge with some prizes, and so we'll send all that information out for the NCAA tournament next week, because Selection Sunday, man, are you going to be able – so you're going on this trip.
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to sit down Sunday and watch Selection Sunday?
That is the plan. Like, we're going to plan our hiking around Selection Sunday.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
So we're going to spend this week. We're really going to dive into the Big Ten tournament. But here in a second, when we get back, there's other huge things happening today because it is the beginning officially of NFL free agency. And I'll tell you what, there have been moves left and right, tons of money getting spent. Chicago Bears have made big moves. I'll tell you who's making some really big moves. The Tennessee Titans are spending like crazy right now. And so we're going to go ahead. We're going to catch a quick break. And then when we come back, we'll get to your texts if you got thoughts on the Illinois game. But we're going to do some deep dives into free agency, some of the trades that have happened, and maybe take a look at who's come out on top. This is Drive.
So we like talking Gale Frericks Trucking and Dedicated Diesel, the two businesses you guys run. So talk to me about Gale Frericks Trucking. Why do your drivers like driving for you?
I think because we care about them getting home and having a home life, as well as making money, and that they're allowed to be safe.
How about Dedicated Diesel? Who should know about that?
Oh, anybody with a truck or trailer that they work with. We're open now for federal inspections. We can do those. Dedicated Diesel, I've got a couple of great new guys in there, and Melissa's helping on the front end, and I just couldn't be happier with the way things have progressed and the improvements that we've made.
Well, thank you for putting trucks out there that are safe, and you have drivers that are trained up and experienced.
And keeping the rigs up when it comes to those safety stickers with that safety lane service.
Yeah, every month we have a list of annual inspections that Donna puts out to the guys at Dedicated Diesel, and they have to get those inspections done.
That's Dedicated Diesel and Gale Frericks Trucking with Tim Onstadt. Good work.
Hi, this is Damon Hackelman, owner of Clean Ride in Champaign. As winter fades and spring rains move in, melting snow, heavy storms, and stressed pipes can quickly turn into flooding and water damage for homes and businesses across Champaign County. When water shows up where it shouldn't, every minute matters. At Clean Right, we're a family-owned and operated company with deep roots in this community, and we're ready with a 24/7 emergency response. Our certified, experienced technicians arrive fast to assess the damage and start the restoration process right away. Whether it's a flooded basement, burst pipe, or storm damage, we work to make the recovery quick and as stress-free as possible. Our mission is to return your property to clean, safe, like-new condition so you can get back to normal. We work alongside trusted expert partners to make the restoration process smooth and stress-free, guiding you every step of the way. Learn more or request emergency service anytime at cleanright.net.
I'm very honored to have Brittany Algie in my studio. She's advanced practice registered nurse specializing in behavioral health at OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart in Urbana. Now has several options for inpatient, outpatient behavioral health, offering medication management and therapy to treat depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD, and more. Isn't it, you have to kind of agree you kind of need to talk to somebody?
Absolutely.
How do you get to that?
Being honest and doing a self-check-in about how you feel. Checking in with your emotions, seeing like, am I okay? okay. Because a lot of times we're highly functioning, feeling depressed, we're feeling overwhelmed, and we don't take a minute to just pause and actually see how we're feeling.
But so stigma, Brittany, and you don't want to talk to somebody because then they'll think you're crazy.
Well, there's no such thing as crazy. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help because life is always going to be challenging. There's always going to be stressors that come along.
So we commend you and
Thank you.
somebody who loves what they do. So I'm going to give out your number.
Behavioral Health Professionals, OSF Healthcare, Sacred Heart Urbana, 217-337-4310.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back. It's The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Evan Stone. We got Nephew Cooper in the house, running the board. We got Curtis, who's out today, being a great citizen of the United States of America. Couple texts before we jump into NFL, because there are some great questions here. So John and Camargo text in. I wonder what John's going to text in about today, because the Illini shot 21% from three. But they did most of their damage from inside. So, John, you should be really happy today. However, I also feel like when this team consistently goes inside and is not hitting threes, that's about every game you're going to watch. It's just they're not going to pull away from anybody.
And that should almost be a point towards your side, right? Because if they're shooting well from three, then you're way less worried about the end of the game.
Yeah. They're a much better team when they do what they're built to do. But if they can't do what they're built to do, you're in a lot of problems, which is, I guess, every college basketball team. And so Wade asked a question, when do they start announcing men's basketball Big Ten awards? I mean, Coop's going to effort that. I have to imagine that's in the next. They do that before the tournament, right?
Yeah.
So it should be happening really soon, maybe tomorrow. And then we had one. Joe in Springfield says, who are the 4 number 1 seeds before conference tournaments start? He also says Danny Hurley and Jeremy Fears Jr. should be suspended. You see Fears Jr. again this weekend?
Yeah, same thing, like the reverse kick.
My gosh. How many times?
They don't do anything about it at all.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I would typically agree with you. Danny Hurley in the press conference, did you see his stuff?
He makes me so angry.
He 1,000% bumped the official. Put his chest into the official's shoulder in the middle of gameplay, not even like during a timeout or something. And then in the press conference, he's going to be like, I didn't touch him. I didn't touch anybody. We all have it on camera, so you're fine. Anyways, if we're going to look at the 4 number 1 seeds, according to the Gaming Juice, this is Brad Evans. He's got really pretty accurate projections for the NCAA tournament, but also I think just about everybody has the same 4 number 1 seeds right now. It's Duke, Michigan, Arizona, and Florida. Those are your 4 1 seeds. Typically your number 1 and number 2 overall is Duke, and then Michigan, and then I think Arizona across the board is your 3rd one, and then Florida has snuck in. UConn, I don't think after they could win the Big East tournament right now, and they will not be a 1 seed anymore. That Marquette loss is brutal.
Yeah, that's really bad.
So I think they might be out of it. So maybe Houston can make an argument if Florida loses early in the SEC tournament and Houston wins out. They win the Big 12 tournament, which is that would have to be it, because they'd have to beat Arizona to do that. I don't think Illinois can pop back into that 1 seed conversation. But who knows? We'll see. So that's where we're rocking.
Last year for the Big Ten teams and awards, they announced it on the Tuesday before the Big Ten tournament started. So that'd be tomorrow.
I
don't know.
Although this is the first year that they've started on Tuesday, right? Because last year, not all the teams made the Big Ten tournament. Is this the first year where every team has made it?
I don't know.
I feel like last year they did that weird thing where if you're the bottom, like...
I thought that was for only women's hoops.
Well, some men's tournaments do the same thing.
Okay.
So, like the ACC, that's why Georgia Tech fired Stoudemire. Boston College fired Coach Grant. I can't remember what his name is, because they didn't qualify for the ACC tournament.
Yeah, last year only the top 15 teams made it.
Boy, I am on a roll today.
Let's go.
Heath says, I will always take another banner, but my main concern is feeling optimistic for the big tournament, not the Big Ten tournament, the big tournament. Also for seeding, if we beat Wisconsin, Michigan, and Michigan State, for example, we might be one of the top 2 seeds. If we lose by 10 to Wisconsin on Friday, we might be a 3. I think if you beat Wisconsin, you'll remain one of the top 2 seeds.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. I think if you beat Wisconsin, which Joe Lunardi has Illinois back in that St. Louis game as the 2 seed.
That would be awesome.
Which I think is the most important thing for this team right now. Stay close to home. Don't have to travel far and play someone random out in the middle of nowhere. Not like any of these locations are in the middle of nowhere, but not by your fan base. But yeah, right now the 2 seeds, according to Brad Evans, you got Connecticut, Houston, Illinois, and Michigan State. So if Illinois makes a run and wins the Big Ten tournament, yeah, they're probably the top 2 seed. The only thing you'd have to watch to see what happens is if Houston takes out Arizona and wins the Big 12.
There's so much going on in the Big 12 too.
It's a crazy conference.
It is so hard to follow every team and their ups and downs.
It's because you got Arizona, you got Houston, and then Kansas is so random.
Yeah.
BYU can beat or lose to anybody. Texas Tech is they're a different team right now without Toppin, but the Big 12's insane. But at the end of the day, still their strength of schedules are pretty low,
which doesn't make sense because is that a top heavy conference? Like, is the bottom of the Big 12 not as good?
It must be. Like, I know Kansas State is terrible. I know Arizona State is terrible.
Yeah. TCU's all right.
TCU's fine. Yeah, Iowa State also.
Iowa State's good.
Like
I really like Iowa State.
So I don't know. Houston's got the 30th ranked strength of schedule. Arizona's got the 15th. Illinois right now is sitting at 19th. But Iowa State's 40th. Texas Tech is up there at 6. Kansas is 2. So maybe it's the top teams that have a whatever. So, it's fun. March is the best time of year because you get to look at all these different scenarios.
I'm ready to get to the big dance, I think.
I know.
Now I've talked myself out of the Big Ten tournament already in a span of like 30 minutes.
You know what? Who cares? Don't even go over there. It's fine. No, it's whatever. I think if Illinois beats, to Heath's point, if they beat Wisconsin, Michigan, and Michigan State to win the Big Ten tournament, you might actually be a 1 seed.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
You would still need you would need Florida to bow out early in the SEC tournament. If Florida loses, terrible. Yeah, if Florida doesn't win the SEC tournament and Illinois wins the Big Ten tournament, I think you could make a case for a 1 seed. Because those are 3 top quad 1 wins that you would pick up in the tournament.
Yeah, and if you look at all of the offensive metrics, they are still so heavily in favor of Illinois.
Yeah.
Even though, it feels like it's funny because I talk to people who don't really follow Illinois super closely, and they're like, wow, you must be really excited. Like, you've got a team to root for that has a great chance of winning the Natty, whatever. And you talk to any Illinois fan or anybody in Champaign, and they are like, nope, we're terrible.
We're going to be lucky to get out of the first weekend. Yeah, still rocking the number 1 rated offensive team in the Ken Palm. Sitting right now 26th in defense, which is pretty jarring when you look at the rest of the top 10 on Ken Palm defensively. Because you got Duke number 1, Michigan 2, Arizona 3, Florida is 4, and then Illinois 5th, and Ken Palm has the 26th rated defense. So it's a big jump down. So that's the flaw.
I think in Illinois' defense, that doesn't factor in the loss of your best defensive player for a full month.
It doesn't, but also at the same time, I'm not sure how much that mattered.
Really?
I don't know, defensively speaking. I don't know if I can pinpoint a huge difference defensively between this team against Michigan State and this team against UCLA.
Okay, I guess that's fair, but, like, look at the Wisconsin game. Like, that was completely decided, in my opinion, by injuries and the
that
lack
might be
of
a game where
perimeter
I look
defenders.
at it. Yeah. But it's like even with Kylan and Andre, there's not been very many games against good offenses where I'm like, oh, yeah, this defense they got it figured out.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're still – I think I saw today that they're conceding like 85 points per game or something like that. Is that true? I think
that's not ideal.
Maybe it was over a stretch or something.
It's got to be over a stretch.
Yeah.
That's not season wide.
But I mean, even if it is over a stretch, that is not something you really want to hear.
It's not a good stretch you want to be in. So, Muhammad listener says the brackets are done by the time the game starts Sunday. Illinois can't get to a 1. Well, I mean, if Florida loses before Sunday and Illinois is in the championship game, they sure can.
Oh.
You know? Yeah. So, I mean, it'll be fascinating to see what happens. That's the beauty of this time of year. I got a lot of people texting me right now. I can't get on my phone. So that's big stuff. Now, breaking news in the NFL. The Bears have made a signing. They've made a few signings, and they are bringing back the one, the only, Case Keenum. He is back in the quarterback room. Are you excited about that? You love that move?
Super excited. That is just riveting stuff.
So tons of transactions happening left, happening right. One little personal favorite, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. It's maybe not a big signing, but Vidarian Lowe, Illinois alum, just signed a 2-year contract with San Francisco. So he's going to go out west. He was with the Patriots last year. So he goes from a Super Bowl team to a Super Bowl contender once again. So good for him. Listen, we can run through a lot of these moves. Let's do this. Do you have a move that made you open your eyes today? It was like, whoa.
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised at how much money Tremaine Edmonds was able to get from the Giants.
So Tremaine Edmonds signs in New York. John Harbaugh is definitely trying to switch up. He's trying to figure out what kind of a defense he's going to run. Jim Leonard gets there. They're going to switch from a 4-3 to a 3-4, and they're making a ton of defensive moves today. Tremaine Edmonds signs a 3-year, $36 million contract with the Giants. There's no way we ever would have done that.
No, definitely not. And I loved having Tremaine on the Bears. Like, seems like a great locker room guy, a leader on the defense for them. He played fantastic in the first half of the season, like at an all-pro level probably before the injuries started to creep in. But I just don't know if you can justify $12 million a year.
That is a lot. So a couple of moves the Bears do make today. At one point, they had what I thought, and I think ESPN agreed with me, they had the move of the day in signing Kobe Bryant, starting safety for the Seattle Seahawks, the Super Bowl winning Seattle Seahawks. He signs with Chicago, 3-year deal, $40 million, which seems to be the going rate for the top safeties right now, unless you're or no, that was a corner. Trent McDuffie signed a massive freaking contract.
Was absurd.
In L.A. But, yeah, the Bears shore up one of their safety spots with Kobe Bryant. Started 15 games last year, 64 tackles, 4 picks, won a Super Bowl. Big move.
You're getting younger, too, which I think is a really important part to look at. He's turning 27 at the end of March. Significant difference in age from Kevin Byard, which it now seems like I initially at the start of free agency, I thought Byard was going to come back for sure, but it kind of seems like with this move that he's not.
Do you think they're the same player? Because you still need another safety.
Yeah, you do. I think the levels of production are going to be relatively similar, in my opinion, and that's saying a lot because Byard was an All-Pro last year. But
right.
I do think that Kobe Bryant can come in and make an immediate impact like Byard would have. He's fast, he's young, he's really versatile, so he can play in whatever kind of role that Dennis Allen wants him to play in. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. I think Kobe Bryant and Dennis Allen defense is now. What'll be fascinating is anytime you take a guy off of a team that had a stellar defense like Seattle did, you start to then try and he's going to get stretched a little bit more here in Chicago. How much of this is going to be,
Breaking news?
Breaking news. This is frustrating.
Oh, no.
The Chicago Bears are not rewarded a compensatory pick for Ian Cunningham going to Atlanta.
That is so stupid.
That's frustrating.
I cannot believe that. Matt Ryan came out and said that Ian Cunningham is going to be running everything.
That, I'd tell you what, that would have been, because that would have been a third-round compensatory pick.
Two of them, I think.
Two of them?
At the start, they were contending for two.
Wow.
I think maybe they were even just contending to get one of them.
That would have been huge, and they got 0.
That's ridiculous.
So that just popped out. Anytime you got someone who comes from a great defense like Kobe is doing, comes to a defense that is rebuilding, trying to kind of figure out who they are, you're a little worried about how stretched he might be now running the show a little bit. So here real quick before we catch this next break, I'm going to run through some of the biggest moves today.
Right.
This is going to be your NFL. Do we have NFL music? You probably can't find that.
I'll look.
This is going to be your NFL Minute where I'm going to update you on a lot of the moves that have happened today with names that if you play Madden, you know these names. So we're going to start Tyler Algier, running back at Atlanta. He goes to Arizona on a 2-year, $12 million deal. Big move of the day, Tyler Linderbaum, center from Baltimore. The Bears were trying to get into that running and seeing this contract.
Overpay.
I'm really glad they didn't. He goes to Vegas on a 3-year, $81 million contract. Cade Mays, another center that the Bears were linked with for a minute. He goes to Detroit, and this is a little bit better. 3-year, $25 million deal.
Yeah.
That's $55 million less.
I can't believe
That's crazy.
I saw he's the top paid center now, and the gap between him and the second guy, who's Creed Humphrey, is $9 million a year.
That's crazy. So I'm glad the Bears did not. I think they realized that's why they made the trade they made.
100%.
Because they realized, this is not. Linderbaum has cornered the market. As soon as McGovern went back to Buffalo, the market was all Linderbaum. Alex Anzalone, linebacker from Detroit, who I did want in Chicago. He ends up going to Tampa Bay on a 2-year, $17 million deal. Kenneth Gainwell goes from Pittsburgh to Tampa Bay, 2-year, $14 million deal. Demario Davis, linebacker, he ends up with the Jets on a 2-year, $22 million deal. A lot of 2-year deals coming out before some of these big ones. Mitchell Trubisky finds his landing spot.
My GOAT.
Yeah, 2-year deal in Tennessee. I've not seen numbers that have come out, so I don't know how much he's making, but it's a 2-year deal. Another good defensive end, Joseph Osai, who was in Indy last year. He ends up with the Jets on a 3-year, $36 million deal. Isaiah Likely, I like him.
Yeah.
Tight end from Baltimore. He ends up with the Giants. He goes with his head ball coach. 3-year deal, $40 million. That feels like a lot of money.
He's good, though.
He is good. Malik Willis is out of Green Bay. He goes down to Miami on a 3-year, $67.5 million deal.
I can't believe Malik Willis was like the top free agent in this class.
It's crazy because Miami is planning on releasing Tua.
They did it.
Did they officially release him?
Yeah, he's signing with the Falcons.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I saw that they were pushing for him, but I didn't see if anything had happened yet. So they released him $99 million in dead money. And now you give Malik Willis a nearly $70 million contract over there. What is happening in Miami? I don't know. Jalen Watson, cornerback, he goes to the Rams, 3 years, $51 million. So the Rams are really building that secondary. Sneaky move that I think started the day as a big headline, but I haven't heard anyone really talk about. Your Super Bowl MVP, Kenneth Walker III. He lands in Kansas City on a 3-year, $43 million deal. Eric Stokes, a really good corner. He goes to Vegas. Vegas is building some. I mean, they're spending a crap ton of money, but
they have the pieces. They're not fully, but they're getting up there.
They're getting there. I wouldn't be surprised. I like some of the moves they're making in the next year or two if they turn things around. 3-year, $30 million deal for Eric Stokes to go to Vegas. Olamide Zaccheaus, he's back in Atlanta. He will not be returning to Chicago.
Need another wide receiver.
How about Alec Pierce?
Not him.
He signs a 4-year deal to return to Indianapolis, $114 million. Whew. That's pretty big. How about this? Green Bay trades Rashawn Gary to the Dallas Cowboys for a 4th-round pick. So Dallas trades Micah Parsons to Green Bay, and then they send a 4th-round pick to Green Bay for Rashawn Gary.
They were going to release him anyways.
And they were going to release
him. He's terrible. I'm just going to come out and say it. He is terrible. I was sad to see him leave the Packers.
He used to be good. Here's another interesting deal that happened. Minka Fitzpatrick traded from Miami to the Jets for a 7th-round pick.
I was kind of surprised at the low price of that.
Yeah, he ends up signing a 3-year, $40 million deal. So same deal that Kobe Bryant got, but he's 4 years older, 5 years older, maybe
more. Yeah, he's pretty old.
Come
for
on,
NFL standards.
Okay.
And he only had 1 pick last year.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. Khalil Mack goes back to the Chargers on a 1-year, $18 million deal.
That just shows you the inflation of this edge market.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable.
Travis Etienne, running back for the Jaguars, he goes to New Orleans. Why? Nobody knows. Wan'Dale Robinson is going to Tennessee following his ball coach. There's a lot of former Giants that are signing with Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
Johan Dotson is going to Atlanta on a 2-year, $15 million deal. I thought that would have been a good
wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have liked it too.
Jalen Naylor, I did not want him. He goes to Vegas on a 3-year, $35 million deal.
That's steep too.
David Edwards goes to New Orleans as well. He's the guard, 4-year, $61 million deal. So that interior offensive line market is also crazy. Here's an interesting one. Mike Evans signs with San Francisco. I haven't seen numbers yet, but I saw it's a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
Are you giving a 35-year-old Mike Evans a 3-year deal?
35?
I'm almost positive he's 35 years old.
I'm
on a roll today, so I'm feeling pretty good.
He's 32.
No, he isn't.
Yeah, he is.
He'll be 35 when.
Yeah.
Dang it.
But still, I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't have probably inked him to that long of a deal.
I thought it was for sure going to be a 1-2 year deal, especially coming off an injury. Jamel Dean, cornerback, he's going to Pittsburgh on a 3-year, $37 million deal. But I think the big Bears move of today, other than Kobe Bryant, they end up signing linebacker from Cleveland, Devin Bush.
I'm excited about this.
Love this move. 3-year deal, $30 million. So it wasn't crazy expensive either. So some yeah, Bryce, we figured it out. He says Mike Evans ain't 35, but he's going to be 33 by the time the season starts.
Still pretty old
so
for
I
football
was
terms.
Decently close. The Bears make some other minor moves. They re-signed DeMarco Jackson on a 2-year deal. They re-signed Daniel Hardy on a 2-year deal. Obviously, we just talked about re-signing Case Keenum. And then they signed defensive tackle Neville Gallimore, 2-year deal, $12 million. Feels like a lot of money for him. He's coming off his best year yet.
He's just going to be like one of those rotational D-line, like stuff the run type guys.
He replaces Billings.
Yeah, he'll cycle in and out. I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with the signing. I feel like when you're cap stressed, $6 million a year for Neville is his name's Neville.
That was the first thing that I noticed. I'm like, really? This is the guy we're gonna? No, but I'm excited. I think he's quick too. Like that's something that Ryan Poles said he was gonna focus on. Is that defensively they want to upgrade their speed, and I think every move that they've made so far is like a direct indication of that.
Yeah.
Bush is faster than Tremaine. Bryan is faster than Byard.
Yep. And you're starting to see now. This is that was in my little notebook. These have come out since I finished writing all those down. Came to the studio. You're seeing your edge rushers fly off the board. Boye Mafe signs a 3-year, $60 million deal with Cincinnati. This is the guy I was trying to remember his name all week last week. Odafe Owe. He signed he's coming from L.A. He signs a 4-year, $100 million contract with Washington. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of money. The Packers release Elgton Jenkins, their center. That clears $19.5 million of cap space for them. It's a lot of money. So, all right, that's the sign. We're going to catch a break. I know that was a lot of names, a lot of numbers, but it's a fun time of the year. One more. Let me throw this one at you. John Franklin Meyer is going from Denver to Tennessee, a 3-year, $63 million contract.
They're spending a lot.
That's your defensive linemen that are just flying off the board.
Jeez.
So let's catch a quick break. When we come back, we got some other big stuff to talk about. It is The Drive.
Hi, this is Damon Hackelman, owner of Clean Ride in Champaign. When disaster strikes your home or business, you have choices for emergency restoration services in Champaign County, and we're honored every time you choose us. At Clean Ride, you're not calling a big national chain, you're calling a family-owned and operated company with deep roots right here in the community. We treat every customer like a neighbor, because chances are you are. Whether it's water damage, fire, storms, or unexpected emergencies, our certified and experienced technicians are ready with a 24/7 rapid response. We work alongside trusted expert partners to make the restoration process smooth and stress-free, guiding you every step of the way. Our goal is simple: to return your home or business to safe, clean, like-new condition as quickly and painlessly as possible. Learn more or request services anytime at cleanright.net. Cleanright, restoring properties and peace of mind across Champaign County.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Jesse with Lands Drain Cleaning. Do you have your sewer line cleaned every year? Are you constantly getting roots or blockages? Why deal with that headache year after year? Call Lands Drain Cleaning today at 217-355-5512 to have our expert staff come out, clean your line. We give you a free camera inspection, show you what's wrong, where it's at, and then we can offer you a repair for that problem so you don't have to deal with it again. Lands Drain Cleaning. Why call anyone else?
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back. It's The Drive. Evan Stone, not Curtis. Do you like Cousin, or you said you don't care?
I don't care.
Cousin Coop does. I think you've been promoted.
So now I'm not a nephew anymore?
Well, I have to talk to Uncle Curtis before we can really make that decision.
Okay.
But Cousin Coop just sounds way better.
I mean, I'll take it. Sure. I don't know.
Hey, you got a show today.
I do.
Yeah? What are you going to talk about?
I'm planning on talking about the Illinois women's team, how they had 2 pretty good wins in the Big Ten tournament and then ended up falling.
They did, and even their loss to Iowa, I felt like was they lose in the quarters to Iowa. On, what was that, Friday night?
I think so, yeah.
A lot of my days are starting to...
Yeah.
But they lose. They were competitive against Iowa, made a run. And then did you see that Iowa-UCLA final?
No.
In the Big Ten Women's Championship game?
Did UCLA blow them out?
Oh, my gosh. It was like 96-45.
They're ridiculous.
I mean, that's the thing. I probably will do this week. I wanted to go through one of the things with women's college basketball that I think makes it hard for an average fan to get into is, and now this might be me just speaking out of my rear, I feel like there's just not a lot of upsets. The favorites win almost always.
That's what people say when you're filling out like the women's bracket for the NCAA tournament. Like,
just go chalk.
Yeah.
So I need to actually go through and look at it because maybe it's not true, but I really feel like that's part of it. Wade says Steelers keeping Rodgers. They haven't come out and said anything yet. Technically, is he a member of Pittsburgh right now?
No, he signed a 1-year deal, I think.
Yeah, so he's a free agent.
Yeah, technically.
So it's not about the Steelers keeping Rodgers. It's really just what are either of them going to do? Mike McCarthy, whatever, we talked about that connection, but I just don't think I would want that issue.
He is so frustrating to like try and monitor and figure out what he's doing. Like if I were a fan of the Steelers, I would be so annoyed.
I can't imagine a lot of Pittsburgh fans who want Rodgers back.
Well, what else are they going to do though? That's the thing. Like I think you would probably want him back.
I do. Well, I think there's a lot of Pittsburgh fans who are almost like,
just be bad.
Take the year.
Yeah.
We got a pretty good QB class coming up next year.
Well, that's what they said about this year too.
This QB class sucks.
And it was supposed to be fantastic.
I think part of it was a lot of guys didn't come out.
Yeah.
Or didn't fully develop the way you thought, like an Arch Manning.
Arch and Dante Moore both would have helped to make this class better. And then you look at like Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier.
I was about to say Garrett Nussmeier, Cade Klubnik.
They were Heisman favorites, and they were just not good.
Horrible.
Yeah,
horrible. So yeah, if I'm Pittsburgh, if I'm a Pittsburgh fan, I definitely don't want him coming back. As someone who hates Aaron Rodgers, I absolutely want him to go back to Pittsburgh.
Why? Just because you think that'll be a bad spot for him?
I just think he's not good. Yeah. Gardner Minshew. Breaking news: he's going to Arizona on a one-year deal.
So is that the plan? Is that the plan? Is that your starter?
Surely not.
I thought they were going to get Malik Willis, and now I don't know. I was hoping maybe they'll trade for
what is
Bateman.
what is the quarterback market right now? Who's left? Like what free agents are left?
Like Geno Smith,
oof.
Carson Wentz,
oof.
Maybe people were saying that Derek Carr could be convinced to come out of retirement. I don't know. It's not good. Like Malik Willis was by far and away. Oh, Kyler hasn't picked a team yet.
Those are all guys who signed. Oh, available. Sorry, I'm learning how to work the internet. Okay, here's your available quarterback market. You ready for this?
Yeah.
It's not going to be fun. This is going to be a problem for all of us. We're just going to run through it. You got Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson, Tyrod Taylor, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance, Carson Wentz, Josh Johnson, Teddy Bridgewater, and then a bunch of guys.
That's horrendous.
That is...
Somebody needs to trade for Tyson Bagent.
Heck yeah, man.
I would love that. Second round pick.
Heck yeah. Someone texted on the text line, Tua just signed a one-year deal with Atlanta. So Tua is off the market. I have not seen a number yet. Have you?
No. It'll probably be the minimum, I think, because he's still owed so much money.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Dude, if I'm owed that much money, and I'm not.
I'd probably just chill for a year. Take the year off.
Here's the problem. If you're someone like Tua and you take the year off, you're done.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They're not.
I don't know. Derek Carr just took the year off, and now people are saying he might come back.
Well, maybe that's what Arizona should do. Just go Derek Carr.
I would be down with that.
He always caught a raw deal, I feel like.
Yeah, he was good with the Raiders.
He was a much better quarterback than what people wanted to, give him. So, fascinating. So, we're going to catch another quick break because we went long on the last one. But when we come back, we're going to talk some more NFL. We're going to get some guests on the phone line. If you want to call in and talk to us, I'll allow it. Curtis isn't here. So, 217-359-2255. This is The Drive.
Tony, the family's in trouble.
What is it, Godfather?
Appliance issues. Cousin Vinny's icebox. It's a whole situation.
They call that a refrigerator now.
Jimmy 2 times can't boil his pasta on the whatchamacallit.
His range?
I'm done doing favors. No more today.
Hey, it's Paul Rican from Dick Van Dyke Appliance World.
No favors, I'm just here to help.
I'm listening.
Cousin Vinny needs an icebox, or we'll call it a refrigerator. We have stainless steel French doors in stock for next day delivery starting at $15.99.
And Jimmy 2 Times has pasta issues.
Gas or electric ranges for Jimmy's Pasta starting at $5.99.
What about protection? Our family is all about protection.
We got you covered there as well. Most of our appliances come with a free 10-year protection plan.
Welcome to the family, Paulie.
Thanks. Spaghetti for dinner?
Forget about it.
Wow.
When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
PDR Automotive in Urbana has been providing quality auto repair service for almost 50 years. Trusted by AAA Motor Club, PDR employs ASE certified technicians that use the latest in diagnostic equipment. They offer nationwide warranties and are even authorized to perform vehicle maintenance that won't void your factory warranty. Check them out 24/7 online at pdrauto.com. When you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Opia's for St. Patrick's Day, Tuesday, March 17th, with green beer from 7 a.m. till close. And of course, you're wearing your green and enjoying the luck of the Irish as you get $4 Guinness cans, patties, and green tea, plus $5 for Jameson and Bailey's. The Big Ten tournament at the United Center runs all week with our Illini playing around 1:30 on Friday. Enjoy $4 20-ounce drafts, and for $5 get 16-ounce cans, Tito's drinks, and Captain Morgan. Pia's, 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign. Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circus Sports. From pro to college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circus Sports has it all. Circus Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, tight money line splits, and best of all, no bet fees. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circus Sports has you covered. Download the Circus Sports app or visit circusports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champagne.
What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
In the first weekend of the strikes, as part of Iran's first round of response, we're told, Sergeant Benjamin N. Pennington, 26, of Glendale, Kentucky, died March 8th from injuries sustained on March 1st at Prince Sultan Air Base, Saudi Arabia. He was assigned to 1st Space Battalion out of Fort Carson, Colorado.
Fox's Jennifer Griffin. Australia just granting asylum to 5 members of Iran's women's national soccer team who want to stay in Australia. Some team members were labeled traitors in Iran for refusing to sing the country's national anthem before a game last week. President Trump had offered to help asylum seekers if Australia would not, speaking earlier with the Australian Prime Minister. America is listening to Fox News.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Two Pennsylvania men accused of trying to bomb a far-right protest outside the New York City mayor's official residence over the weekend, now held without bail and charged with multiple federal counts.
This was not random violence. This was a planned attack motivated by extremist ideology and inspired by a violent foreign terrorist organization.
New York City Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch says they were inspired by ISIS.
And police have also suggested that if one of the homemade bombs had exploded, it could have been catastrophic for New York City. From the criminal complaint, we've got a look inside one of these homemade explosives that's been confirmed to have the powerful explosive called TATP that's been used in other deadly terrorist attacks across the globe.
Fox's CB Cotton, no injuries were reported. A woman is the suspect in a shooting at singer Rihanna's Los Angeles home over the weekend.
Los Angeles police tell Fox News Ivana Lisette Ortiz is accused of firing a gun towards singer Rihanna's Beverly Hills home Sunday afternoon. The 35-year-old is charged with attempted murder and is being held on more than $10 million bail. Police say they responded to a shots fired radio call explaining the suspect was located and taken into custody without further incident. A weapon was recovered and no injuries were reported. The weapon reportedly an AR-15 style rifle. Officials go on to say this is an active LAPD robbery homicide division investigation. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
The White House aide who inadvertently hastened President Nixon's resignation has died. Alexander Butterfield was 99. He had served as a deputy assistant to the president and revealed during the Watergate break-in investigation that Nixon had routinely recorded conversations. Recapping stocks, the Dow finishing up 239, the NASDAQ 308. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back. This is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. Evan Stone flying solo. So we're just going to hang out and party for the rest of this show because they've left me. Coop had to leave. He's got his own adult things that he now has to do. And so we're going to hang out here and we're going to get some people on the phone lines. We're going to talk some sports. If you got stuff you want to talk about, you hit us up on the Maximum City Recycling text line, 217-359-2255. Big day as we run down some recap of the weekend. Illini women, they drop Big Ten tournament game in the quarters on Friday night to Iowa. Iowa then made it to the championship game and lost by 150 to UCLA. Not an exact number, but it was close, closer than you'd think. The Illini go out to College Park yesterday. They play an ugly game, but they come out with the win, so they will be the 4 seed. They'll play Friday afternoon against most likely Wisconsin. But first we have to watch a game Wednesday night. It'll be USC and Washington. Winner of that will then play Wisconsin on Thursday, and then the winner of that game will then play the Illini on Friday afternoon. I believe it's a 1:30 p.m. tip-off, or typically however they do it, 25 minutes after whatever game is ahead of it. So we're into March now officially. We're in you lose, you go home type games. The Big Ten bracket, I feel like it played out almost exactly how we thought it was going to from the time the mid to end of February played out. Maybe the only surprises in how the bracket ended up is how far Purdue dropped, all the way down to a 7 seed. Nebraska making it up to a 2 seed is a bit of a shocker as well, but I think the way they started, they gave themselves such a runway. They really tried to give Illinois the 3 seed yesterday as they played Iowa and gave up a 10-point lead in the final 90 seconds of that game and go to overtime, and then Iowa just couldn't hit a shot in overtime, and so Nebraska holds on, and they'll be the 2 seed going to Chicago. So fun time that we're looking at this week, Big Ten tournament-wise. It's the first year where every team qualifies for the Big Ten tournament. So you got seeds 1 through 18. Gosh, it's too many. But they will kick off tomorrow night with some bum squads that are going to play to really kick off the tournament. And then it really gets going Wednesday, Thursday, heading into the weekend. Selection Sunday Sunday afternoon as we find out where the Illini will be playing their first-round matchup. Probably as a 2 seed, barring something disastrous. Hopefully a 2 seed in St. Louis, so we can have some quick and easy road trip time to go watch NCAA tournament games. I've never been to one. It's on the bucket list. I really want to get out to a tournament game. So if they can get to St. Louis, I think that's gonna be a must. I almost went. They were in Des Moines. Or maybe it wasn't Des Moines. Council Bluffs? I can't remember. Des Moines. They were in Des Moines a couple years ago, and I thought I was going to get out there for it, and it just didn't happen. Couldn't swing it. Young kids, family life, all that good stuff. So, Illini basketball locked into the 4 seed. Illini women's basketball, they are projected right now as a 7 seed down in Nashville. The Illini have had some really good outcomes in Nashville this year. So if that does end up being the case, hopefully the Illini women can keep that run going. It'd be hosted by Vanderbilt. The way the Illini women's NCAA tournament works out is you get pods that are hosted by teams. So the 1 seed and the 2 seeds, they get to host the first weekend action. So the Illini would be the 7 seed if projections hold out, and they would go to Nashville, hosted by Vanderbilt, who would be the 2 seed there. So if they can beat the 10 seed, they would then most likely probably play the 2 seed Vanderbilt in Nashville. So that'd be exciting. That'd be fun. Also, big news today, it's the NFL free agency market that's really popping off. Tons of money being spent today. The Bears have made a couple big moves. Obviously, last week and over the weekend, they were releasing contracts. They were making some moves, and they end up spending some money today on linebacker Devin Bush coming out of Cleveland. He's a starting caliber linebacker, so that'll be fun. That'll be good to throw into that defense. He'll replace Tremaine Edmonds and probably at the beginning of the year, TJ Edwards. I don't know how long he's going to be out, so you're still looking for another piece there. But the big move is they sign safety Kobe Bryant, spelled with a C, not a K. Kobe Bryant coming from Seattle, Super Bowl winning starting safety that they lock in on a 3-year, $40 million deal. So, it's going to be a fun rest of this offseason, seeing what the Bears likely do. They brought in a rotational defensive tackle. They re-signed DeMarco Jackson for the linebacker room, Daniel Hardy for the defensive end room. But really, it's the big spending money that a lot of other people are doing. Alec Pierce goes back to Indianapolis on a 4-year, $115 million deal. John Franklin Myers goes to Tennessee on a massive contract. Vegas is spending a ton of money. They get Tyler Linderbaum, the best center on the market, on a 3-year, $81 million contract. So, oh man, it's just a lot of money getting spent, a lot of stuff being thrown around. But it's crazy. John and Camargo texting in. I know AP rankings don't determine NCAA tournament brackets, but who in the top 8 would be replaced by Illinois at number 9? And why? Well, I know that Michigan State is ranked higher than Illinois, and I think Illinois is going to be seeded higher than Michigan State. Who is the other team ranked higher than Illinois? Is it Nebraska? Is Nebraska still ranked higher than Illinois? I think so. And Illinois is they're going to be seeded higher than Nebraska. So, it's so fascinating how AP rankings work out. And then, John answered me. Iowa State is ranked ahead of Illinois. They'll probably, depending on what happens in the Big 12 tournament, they'll probably be seeded lower than Illinois too. It's fascinating how the AP rankings work out and then seeding works out. They look at completely different metrics. The AP voters are just, score watching. They're just looking at games and how they play out and then what feels right. And then the bracket makers, they actually, they look at metrics. They see what is your schedule? How did it work out? How are you offensively and defensively against the teams that you played? What is the strength of what you got going on? And they're able to put stuff together there. I don't even know why we do AP or coaches polls anymore. Probably shouldn't say that as a member of the supposed media now. John, great question. Why Michigan State since we lost head-to-head? A lot of that will come down to the metrics. And so Illinois' net ranking is much better than Michigan State's, but also at the same time, I'd have to go look at the quad wins losses. Does Michigan State have a quad 2 or quad 3 loss? Because that would definitely drop them below the Illini, because the Illini went undefeated in all their quad 2, quad 3, quad 4 games. So I don't have Michigan State's resume right in front of me, but I do know if you drop, that's why yesterday, if they would have dropped that game to Maryland, it would have been a killer. Because when you drop those quad 2, quad 3 games, man, it really bumps you down. That's why UConn probably has no shot at a 1 seed no matter what happens. It's why Houston is probably outside looking in 1 seed. And for sure, when you look at all the 3 seeds, what they got going on. So, you drop some of those games that you shouldn't drop, and the tournament really punishes you. That's why it's almost better to lose a quad. It's going to sound weird. It's almost better to lose a quad 1 game close than to win a quad 3 or quad 4 game, because they don't do much to bump you up, but even playing tough competition will bump you up. So it's fascinating how it works out. It's interesting how it goes that way. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. We're going to catch a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get deep into Big Ten tournament. And then we're going to go deep into potentially how the NCAA tournament could work out for the Illini. So this is The Drive, ESPN Radio.
Since we opened our doors in 1868, Busey has fostered deep customer relationships and vibrant communities, embodying a legacy of partnership and progress. With multiple lines of business, we provide a range of financial solutions tailored to your needs. From digital banking to planning for retirement, Busey is here to help you achieve your financial goals. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
PDR Automotive in Urbana is a locally owned repair shop, and they've now serviced over 250,000 vehicles in their near 50-year history. Now, that's more than 4 times the size of a sold-out Memorial Stadium. It's more than all Division I athletes in the country combined. That's more than the entire population of Champaign County. That's more than, well, you get the idea. When you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Come celebrate Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery's anniversary sale. You'll find savings store-wide. The installation is half off Mohawk's waterproof luxury vinyl floors. The installation is free on Mohawk carpet. Get up to $1,000 instant rebate on Mohawk carpets and floors. Plus, buy it all with 2 years free financing. It's the perfect time for those home updates. Don't miss the anniversary sale going on now at Carpet Weavers.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Don't let summer pass you by. Make it unforgettable with Champaign Park District. Build a schedule that keeps you and your family engaged all summer long. Make it a splash at the Sholem Aquatic Center. Get creative with ceramics, drawings, or dance. Take the stage with the youth theater program and stay active with group fitness classes and sports leagues. Don't wait. Registration is open now for Champaign-Urbana residents. Explore activities and plan your summer fun today at champaignparks.org.
Actually, I called the provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
We're back. A lot of questions really quick about quad games. Quad 1, Quad 2, Quad 3. How this all works, which is good questions. It is kind of confusing at times. If you look at the Illini's record, in Quad 1 games, they're 7-7. Quad 2, they're 7-0. Quad 3, they're 5-0. Quad 4, they're 5-0. So this is how it works. It's all based on your net rankings. And so on your net rankings, we got somebody on the phone line who's going to help us out with this. Ravi, you there? Oh, now can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Now I got you. We got Ravi on the line.
There we go.
Sorry, we're just, this is a tech machine right now, and and I'm flying the spaceship. So when we look at Quad 1, Quad 2, Quad 3, Quad 4, it's all based on your net rankings, Ravi. I'm just explaining this to the common folk real quick. And so if you are in the net rankings, if you're ranked in a certain number, 1 through 30 at home, that's a Quad 1 game. If you play at a neutral site, it's 1 through 50, and if you play on the road, it's 1 through 75. And then it just works its way down. So if you win a top 30 game at home, that's a Quad 1 win. And so that's how it works out. That's what the NCAA tournament really looks at. So the NCAA tournament isn't looking at your ranking. It isn't looking at any of that stuff. It's looking at who you played, how you fared against who you played. Do you have any awful losses, or do you have any good wins? And so, Rob, what we were just talking about before, I clumsily put you on the air, is it's almost better to have a Quad 1 loss, like a Quad 1 close loss, than it is to have a Quad 3, Quad 4 win. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's 100% accurate, and it's one of the biggest problems with the way they evaluate teams, because that's how you end up with absolute garbage like Auburn on the bubble.
Ooh,
like it's a travesty. Like, I swear to you, if Auburn makes it in over like a Miami of Ohio, if Miami doesn't win their tournament, I'm going to lose it, because there's absolutely no way Auburn should be in the tournament. They're barely 500. They're not a good basketball team. They've proven to us through 31 games they're not a good basketball team.
Yeah.
It can't tell us any more clearly that they do not belong. Whereas at least Miami of Ohio has passed every test put in front of them, right? And so that's where the quality loss thing, this is honestly, it's the kind of perpetuation of this SEC nonsense, right? And it applies to other conferences than SEC, but it's the quality loss crap, right?
Yeah.
Quality losses, I understand giving them some value, but at some point you're supposed to win games. That's the point, right? I didn't miss that somewhere, right? This quality loss thing where it's oh, look how many quality losses they have. I don't care. They don't win any games.
Yeah.
This is a huge, huge problem for the NCAA and the way they've started to evaluate teams. And listen, I think the net rankings are valuable in kind of giving a framework, but at some point you have to watch basketball and be like, hey, Auburn's not good.
Yeah.
They're just not.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, and I'm just, there's got to be some fine line of trying to figure out, because the last thing you want is, like an Auburn who just starts saying, hey, you know what? We're just not going to play anybody. We're just going to, win all these Quad 4 games in the non-con and then just pop up our win value and total and then just hope that coasts us in. Because you got to have that fine line between, hey, we're actually playing good teams to show that we're worthy of being in. And then on the flip side, don't be punished for getting a tough schedule. It's a weird, I'm glad it's not my job. Let's just go that way.
So I think it would actually work itself out, because if you're Auburn and you go out and you schedule some quad 3 and quad 4 teams, which, by the way, everyone does anyway. All right, like, let's be clear about that. Everybody's got quad 3 and 4 games on their schedule. It's usually about, like, half of your non-con, and then Q2 and Q1, depending on how aggressive you want to be, make up the rest of your non-con schedule. That's a typical power conference, non-conference schedule. But here's the thing. If you're Auburn, it would actually, or anybody else in this situation, it would actually fix the other problem that I'm talking about, which nobody wants to play the Miami of Ohio's of the world, because it's a quad 3 or 4 loss if they lose, which kills you. And as we already mentioned, a quad 3 or 4 win does nothing for you. So why would you ever schedule quality quad 3 teams? And, like, it's not Miami of Ohio's fault that the MAC sucks. It's just not. It's just like it wasn't Gonzaga's fault that the WCC was terrible for all those years. Now, we just decided we liked Gonzaga enough to overlook the fact that they could schedule like 3 or 4 premier non-conference games and then just go play the dregs of the WCC for 4 months. And we're like, yeah, we're cool with this now, just because we decided we were okay with it with Gonzaga. But when you don't have the brand recognition of a Gonzaga, then you end up in this spot where Miami of Ohio is 31-0, man. And if they lose one game, we're talking about them not making it. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I think beating Ohio, I'm going to be honest, maybe we could argue about this. If they would have lost to Ohio and then not win their conference tournament, I'm fine with not putting them in. However,
that's stupid. Evan, you're smarter than that. Come on, man.
No, if you're not going to have a single quad 1 game. Now, I did listen to the Miami, Ohio athletic director talk about that very thing. Who's like, when
nobody wants to play them.
Yeah, and coaches aren't dumb. Like, they know, they can see when a team is going to, like, they're building something good. So it's not like to coaches around college basketball, they're shocked that Miami, Ohio had a good team this year. They knew they were building something.
I've got 2 examples for you, because you and like all your listeners have always been in the Big Ten, right? So you don't know this from the other side of the coin. I grew up in Omaha as a Creighton basketball fan, where they were a Missouri Valley team for years until 2011 or 2013, right? So I lived on the other side of this coin for a long time, and nobody wanted to play Creighton. You know why? Because Creighton was going to beat you, or at the very least, put the fear of God into you. Like, it was not a good plan to go. That's why the bracket buster system, like that thing that ESPN used to do, that's why it existed, so that the really high-profile mid-majors could play each other and get a quality game under their belts, because no one wants to schedule those teams. So what am I supposed to do? Like, it is not reasonable to expect every good mid-major to go undefeated in order to get an opportunity for an at-large bid. That's crazy talk. It is not their fault that, A, the rest of their conference hasn't invested in basketball in the same way, and that, B, no high major team has the stones to actually schedule them, right? Because Miami of Ohio doesn't even have to go and win those games. They can go lose those games, and it's the exact same. We're talking like, oh, man, they only lost by 8 to Ohio State. That's a quality loss on the road. We'll take that, and all of a sudden your resume looks different because you went and got beat. That's what you're asking these teams to do, and it's dumb.
Yeah, they should do it.
Go out. They would if they could. That's the point. If Ohio State had the stones to schedule Miami of Ohio would 100% take that game.
Yeah.
The problem is no power conference team wants that noise, and absolutely no, like, the other mid-majors understand they can't take losses to other mid-majors. So you are in this place where Auburn can take as many losses as they possibly want, and as long as they're all quad 1 and quad 2, they're on the bubble forever. And then Miami of Ohio is sitting there and is like, hey, we'll play anybody who is willing to play us. And everybody's like, nah, we're good. And they go undefeated. And if they lose a single game now, they're out. That's idiocy. Like, if we're going to do that, just make 2 different tournaments. Say, hey, this is the Power Conference tournament, this is the Group of 5 tournament, and then the winner of the Group of 5 tournament maybe gets to go play in the Power Conference tournament. Because, like, if we're just gonna, if Auburn gets in over Miami of Ohio, then we're not even playing the same sport anymore. Like, we're playing in 2 different divisions. Let's just call it what it is.
Well,
I don't want to do that. I'm not willing to do that.
What do you think about a change in March Madness where, we talk about, okay, winning your conference tournament is your automatic bid. What if you switched it to winning your regular season conference was your automatic bid, and then the tournament had other implications. Like, I feel like there's something else that is going to change soon about how they do this. 2 bids.
I think you should get both. I think it's an automatic bid for both.
Do you have to increase the number in the tournament there, or do you just kick more
no,
Power 5
kick
teams
out all these crappy Power Conference teams that already showed us they can't hang. Just kick them out. Nobody's losing anything because Auburn's not in the tournament. Like, you're just not. Like, you're not losing any quality because Auburn's not in the tournament.
Yeah.
You're not losing any quality when the 12th place team in the SEC or the 11th place team in the Big Ten isn't in the tournament. You lose nothing by not including those teams. And guess what? Most of the time, your regular season champion is still going to be your conference champion. You're talking about maybe 2 or 3 teams a year.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking. There's been an upset or two here where who was it? Belmont just lost, and they ran their regular season conference schedule. I mean, just dominated everybody.
They deserve to be in.
So right now, when you look at your bubble teams, as you're talking about, you're bringing up Auburn.
The bubble sucks. The bubble's bad.
Yeah, you're looking at Indiana.
Not good. They've shown us that they can't hang.
Yeah, you're looking at Indiana. If you're looking at big-time schools, because you got like Santa Clara and VCU, but you're looking at Indiana, SMU, Texas, Ohio State, Missouri, North Carolina State, UCF. Those are kind of your on the right side of the bubble teams that are in.
If you kick all of those teams out, do we have a worse tournament this year?
No.
Do any of those teams we have definitively seen because they have played power conference teams all year?
Well,
that's the thing to me is these power conference teams have sort of eliminators within their schedule in the sense that they can tell us whether or not, like they have the opportunity to tell us whether or not they can hang with these level of teams, whether or not they actually can win a national championship or not. Mid-major schools don't get that opportunity, so they deserve that opportunity in March because the other schools from November until February told us they couldn't do it. They had a 4-month tryout and told us they couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think I'm all in for regular season champion, automatic bid, conference tournament that is also comes with an automatic bid. I think that makes both important in their own right because, like you said, I mean the only thing that might be the argument on the other side is, okay, well, you win the regular season title, you get an automatic bid. Do you even play your guys in the conference tournament? Or do you just try and keep them healthy? Do you pull them out, and then all of a sudden you got all that stuff? But that's an argument for another day.
I mean, do major conference schools do that? Because it's the same argument. Do major conference schools just like the Big Ten? You've got 8 teams that know they're in already. Like, are those schools not going to like? Is Michigan not going to try in the conference tournament? The conference tournament means nothing to them.
Well, I would maybe for Michigan this year, but for most of those teams, if you go up in the top teams that are, the top 3 seeds or whatever in the NCAA tournament right now, conference tournament, even if they have the regular season title, is still kind of important for seeding purposes, right? Is it not?
I would argue for the top 2 seed lines especially, but I would argue all the way down to like 4. Unless you're right on that line, your conference tournament results don't really matter. Unless you're like right on the line. And certainly for Michigan, does not matter, correct? They're a 1 seed regardless of what happens. They could lose their first game, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Duke, right? Michigan, Arizona, probably all there.
Do you expect any of those 3 teams to not play their guys?
Yeah, they're all going to sit out. Actually, I think I just saw they're all going to opt out of the conference tournament. No, I would have to sit down and think. This is the first time I'm talking through this with you, so I appreciate this conversation because I'm processing through it. I'd have to go see. What is do you know off the top of your head? Like, so a school wins the Big Ten tournament. Is there financial implications for them to win that tournament?
I don't think so, but I'm not positive. I'm not positive without looking it up. I don't think so, though. I think their Big Ten money is all set. I think the only time you get extra money is when you win in the national playoff, whether football or basketball.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain, but I'm not positive.
Well, if that does become an argument on the other side, or you start seeing that would be the solution. That all of a sudden, we make conference tournaments like, and I don't know, I don't see why not. Every conference tournament has sponsors. It's like we saw the Crown last year. It's like we saw, Illinois was in a college wrestling tournament earlier this year, where based on your placing in that tournament, your school received a check. And so the better you place, the more money you got.
Exemption tournaments at the start of the year, over the Thanksgiving weekend, where they'd have them in and they'd go, okay, you've got, the winners get this much, you get this much for participating. Like those exist. To my knowledge, the conference tournaments are not set up that way.
Well,
so honestly, there's no argument for Michigan, Arizona, Duke to play their conference tournaments, but not Miami of Ohio if they've already locked up the regular season. That's the larger point here. We already have a bunch of teams that don't need to play in their conference tournaments that do anyway.
Well,
so it shouldn't be any different for mid-majors.
And I think
they'll play just as hard no matter what. And honestly, for your mid-majors, it probably does affect your seeding more. They've got more of a motivation to play.
Well, honestly, it's an imperfect tournament already, so why not do something that might make it better?
That's what I mean. Like, nobody's mad that they don't get to see Texas in the 11-11 play-in game. That's not. Nobody's gonna be like, shoot.
I mean, I hate watching them. That's good.
Yeah, for sure. But I would rather see a mid-major get an opportunity that they haven't already told me that they just do not deserve, as opposed to Indiana or Texas or UCF or Auburn or whoever else. And let's be honest, on the high end, I think you'd be talking about maybe 6. I don't know, that's probably way too high, but even maybe 6 teams or 6 conferences that would get the double automatic bid. Most of them would be still the same team. 90% of the time, the regular season champion and the tournament champion in these mid majors and low majors are the same team, because they're that much better most of the time than the rest of the conference, especially when we're talking about ones that aren't going to be the 16 seeds, right? That gets a little wonky sometimes with if Georgia Southern wins today, I think they play their 6th game in 6 days as the 10 seed from their conference tournament, and if they win, it's that one's a little goofy, and that would be one of the ones where you get a double bid from that league. But it's a pretty easy fix that would have very minimal impact. Most years you're talking between 2 and 4 teams for major conferences getting kicked off the bubble. And let's be honest, they deserve to get kicked off the bubble.
Okay. You got me. Hey, we're going to catch a quick break here. Rob, you going to hang out for a minute, or you got to go?
Yeah, no, I can hang out.
All right, let's hang out. All right, we'll be back. This is The Drive.
Your spring cleaning can make a big difference, and not just in your own home. As you declutter this spring, please consider donating to the Habitat Restore, located at 1914 Glen Park Drive in Champaign. The Restore is happy to take your gently used furniture, tools, home decor, appliances, and more to help fund Habitat's mission to build affordable homes with local families in need of safe and decent housing. Drop off your items during business hours, or for qualifying donations, schedule a free pickup by calling 217-359-0507. The Restore is happy to take your gently used furniture to help fund Habitat's mission to build affordable homes with local families in need of safe and decent housing. Drop your items off during business hours, or for qualifying donations, schedule a free pickup by calling 217-359-0507 or complete the form on our website at cuhabitat.org.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circa Sports. From pro to college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, tight money line splits, and best of all, no bet fees. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Within the cities we call home, Busey Bank is more than a name. It's a commitment to your dreams. With Busey, trusted guidance is tailored to empower you every step of the way. Whether it's seamlessly managing your finances or planning for your future, Busey is dedicated to your financial success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Rescue workers face death every day, and far too often their families lose them while they're helping you on the road. When you see emergency lights flashing, you must slow down and move over to the far lane. That includes red, blue, and orange lights. If you hit someone on the road, you'll be charged with a felony. That means jail time. Help us keep our families safe when we're out helping yours. When the lights are flashing, use caution passing. Let's all go home safe tonight.
Brought to you by Tapman's Towing.
Former Illini Terrence Shannon Jr. of the Minnesota Timberwolves about Ben Quattrone from Sarah Champagne.
What kind of friend has he been?
Unbelievable. Ever since I came to this dealership, me and Ben had interactions. He's been a great person this whole time. It still is. I always would recommend him to anybody about a car or anything. He's always going to be there for you no matter what. He always be behind you. He's just a great person.
Visit sarahchampagne.com. That's SERRA champagne.com.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
All right, we're back. It is The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. Evan Stone flying solo. Got my buddy Ravi on the phone line. While we were on break, a couple NFL teams just keep spending money. Vegas and the Giants are just going crazy right now. Vegas has signed Kwity Paye, defensive end, to a 3-year, $48 million contract. And the Giants have signed their right tackle, Jermaine Eluemunor, 3-year, $39 million contract with the Giants. So both teams keep spending money. Ravi, you paying attention to NFL at all today?
Oh, yeah. My 49ers got Mike Evans, which I was super jazzed about. I am pretty bummed to see once the electromagnetism next to the practice field ruins his career. So that's going to be a bummer. But that's a deep cut. That
is wild.
Don't pay any attention to the 49ers injuries. No, it's been a crazy day. I honestly, it's hard to look past the Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs thing. Like that's pretty aggressive. ETN to the Saints. I'm big on running backs these days. I did a thing. I did kind of a deep dive last off season about teams paying quarterbacks that they really shouldn't. Several of those guys have been cut recently, including Tua. Where I was like, hey, you don't have to pay just the next guy up the highest market value for the you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like there's you could go get Malik Willis for $20 million a year, and is Miami's situation going to be any worse than it was this year with that quarterback? I don't think so. There is really no my argument is that there's no indication you can win paying a mediocre quarterback premier quarterback money, but there is a lot of indications that you can take a mediocre quarterback on a manageable salary and win at a pretty decent level. So out of those two, I'm going to take my chances with, getting the running backs and the offensive lines of the world and get my defense right, rather than paying a guy if I don't know he's a guy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, I've been really big, this year about as soon as you pay your quarterback, you're done. Your window is closed. If you're given monster quarterback deals, you don't win Super Bowls. So that's why what the Bears are doing right now is so important, because you got a short window, because Caleb's about to get paid here soon. There's some exceptions. There are some exceptions. Like if you've got a guy that's like a generational guy, you can still get away with paying them. But most of the generational guys restructure their contract every offseason anyway to make sure they're not hammering their team's cap. Now they're getting paid still, and with the NFL's make-believe money system where none of these numbers actually mean anything, you say 3 years, $48 million, and it's like he's going to get like $12 off of that, but whatever.
the, where you can say like, oh, well, we're going to defer this and we're going to give this as a signing bonus. So now somehow Patrick Mahomes' salary hits only $20 million instead of $50. And it's like, okay, that's cool, I guess. I'll be honest. I'm not going to get an economics degree to figure out how it all works. What I do know is you have to be an absolute dude in order to be able to be a quarterback that gets paid like that. You also have to be willing to renegotiate that every single year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is you can get on these websites and play with the salary cap and move some people around. You can play Madden all you want. And as long as I've been doing that, it's still a constant feeling of, what? How does this math makes zero sense?
Yeah, the math doesn't make any sense. The one thing, like, regardless of how, made up crypto NFT the math is in the NFL, though, the one thing that I am absolutely positive of is you cannot win a championship paying a mediocre quarterback premier quarterback money. You can afford to pay quarterbacks, but you can't afford to be wrong when you pay quarterbacks. That's why I look at, like, Tua was a big one. I'm really, honestly, and if you do pay a guy, that you better be the best drafting team in the world.
Yeah.
Like, you better be the Eagles or the Ravens, or, like, you better be one of those teams. Because that's, like, Kansas City didn't fall off when Mahomes got paid. Kansas City fell off when they had a couple of bad draft classes in a row. Like, you cannot afford to miss on a draft class, because if you're not paying your quarterback rookie money, you better be paying literally everyone else rookie money.
Yeah, if you look at I've done this a few times, if you look at the top 10, top 15 paid quarterbacks in the NFL, there's not a lot of success, postseason success on that list. So
not bad as aggressive, but most of them are like above average, not elite quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, I mean, you look at names, Trevor Lawrence is the third highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Brock Purdy is fifth, and he's not like you said, he's not a bad quarterback. But he's
really good, but like you got to nail everything else.
Yeah, Justin Herbert, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Jordan Love, Tua, Jared Goff. I mean, those are your highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes obviously first.
Dak Prescott might be the best example of this. He's really, really good. He's really good every year. He performs when he's not injured. He performs every year, and because the Cowboys are not impeccable at drafting at every other position, it doesn't matter, right? Like you give yourself no margin for error if you pay a guy that is not just otherworldly. There's like maybe one or two guys in the league at any given time that you can afford to pay that number and still be a championship contender with not being perfect in the draft. And Mahomes is one of them. I don't know if there's a second one right now. Maybe Josh Allen, probably. Josh Allen's probably in that neighborhood.
He's the second.
We saw it this year with even like Lamar, who's otherworldly talented, and some things started to go wrong with the Ravens, and their season fell apart.
Yeah.
Right? So there's like at any given time, you're talking about like two guys in the league that you can afford to pay that number at and not be perfect in the draft, because Buffalo hasn't been perfect in the draft. They've missed a lot. And Kansas City in recent years has missed a lot, and they've both, outside of this year with Kansas City, who they fell apart, but for the most part, they've been contenders despite not being perfect in the draft. You just can't, like, I would much rather take my chances on QB on a rookie deal, or look how many good reclamation projects there's been recently. Like Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold and Seattle version of Geno Smith. Like there's a lot of guys that you could look at and be like, or Malik Willis just got paid and signed. Like, there's a lot of guys that look at and be like, yeah, I'll take my chances there. As opposed to, I mean, I couldn't believe the Raiders just came out and be like, yeah, it's Mendoza, no doubt. Like, yeah, Mendoza's good, but you have a lot of holes.
I mean,
you have a lot of holes, Vegas.
Yeah. They could do a lot of things. I go back though and I think about the conference championships, the division championships of the playoffs this year. When you look at Patriots, Broncos, Seahawks, Rams, you've got two rookie quarterback contracts, and then you've got Sam Darnold and Matthew Stafford, who are the 16th and the 18th highest paid quarterbacks in the NFL. So, I mean, you're right. Like, you got to be smart.
Probably afford to pay Stafford. like because they've done, but the way they put their team together, like that's not really how they're designed. But Stafford's probably good enough that you can afford to pay him like a top 10 quarterback. But you illustrated my point beautifully. You had two guys in the bottom half of the league in quarterback salary and two guys that are on rookie deals. Like, it's pretty clear how this gets done.
Yep.
There's not a lot of guys that you just like, and I know teams get so nervous because if you don't have a quarterback, especially GMs, it's really easy to get fired, right? But guess what? It's really easy to get fired if you don't win very much either.
Yeah, I mean, or if you just tie up a bunch of money. Look at Miami right now, dude. They cut Tua. He has $99 million of dead money. And then they go and give Malik Willis, who, I mean, you're looking at a reclamation project that he showed a lot of talent in Green Bay and had a lot of skill, but you're still giving him almost $70 million over 3 years. I mean, that's a huge gamble as well. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, when I play Madden, I just draft a really good quarterback. I develop him, and then when it's time for his second contract, I trade him, and then I just draft a new quarterback. And I think that's what NFL teams should do.
It's possible that strategy doesn't directly correlate, but I do like where your head's at. I mean, I look at Cleveland. Like, look at Cleveland right now.
Oh, gosh.
How much different is their team? Yeah, I would like to, because that's actually a really good roster. Like, outside of Deshaun Watson and the quarterback position in general, I don't know what they're going to look like this upcoming year, but last year especially, that's a pretty good roster.
That defense is incredible.
Great defensive talent. You've got interesting pieces on offense. No, I don't think it's a bad offensive line by any means. And the quarterback play was so horrendous for a guy that they paid. After, by the way, and I get they're like, oh, Deshaun Watson was great. It's like there had been a lot of time, and he didn't play for a whole year before they went and got him. That was a huge gamble. I don't care what people want to revisionist history and try and tell me. That was a huge gamble, and they knew it was a huge gamble at the time.
Yep.
And because they guaranteed every penny of that contract, they ended up in this position where they've got a great roster and can't win anything.
Yeah.
Like, you just cannot afford to make those mistakes. You can afford to make – and, I did this exercise. You know how many great offensive linemen you can buy for one quarterback salary?
Ooh.
You can get like three linemen that are top 5 in their position for one quarter, for like one Tua salary. You could go guard, center, guard, and have the best interior line in the league for Tua's salary.
No.
And then you could go get a Kenneth Walker or ETN for 12 to 14 million. I mean, I think Saquon Barkley when he signed his contract, it was at like 13, 14 million. That is 1/3 or 1/4 in some cases of what you're paying these quarterbacks.
Is it too far gone? Like, are we going to be able to get some of this quarterback, market back down? Are people going to start realizing this and saying, hey, we're just not going to do it? Or do you think the cat's out of the bag and we are from now on just going to be massive quarterback deals that just handicap teams?
I think the smart teams are starting to come around on it already. That you can look at it and say, hey, I can't afford to pay this guy this much money and build any kind of roster around him. So you have to – I think you're starting to get some of this – I mean, I think the Vikings are playing it pretty smart. Obviously, the J.J. McCarthy thing didn't really seem to work out, but like I think they're going to take a shot at like a Kyler Murray, which sort of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, when healthy, I know that he has had some injury issues and people give him a hard time, but like go look at Kyler Murray's numbers. When healthy, Kyler Murray's been good.
Yeah.
Not good enough to carry an Arizona franchise. I get that. But if you actually have competent coaching, let's not forget that Cliff Kingsbury was his head coach for years, which that guy got fired
Plural.
at Texas Tech. Yeah. Like he fired at Texas Tech because he couldn't win in the Big 12 despite having Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe it hasn't all been Kyler Murray's fault, just like maybe it's never whoever is playing for the Jets' fault.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is Kyler Murray, like you said, Kyler Murray is probably a great quarterback to have on a team like you said, that is already built. It's already put together, and it's just missing that one spot. Versus when he's drafted to Arizona, and it's like, hey, we need you to be the cornerstone. That's why Sam Darnold did so well in Seattle, because that team was built, the roster was built, and they said, hey, we just need a guy to come in and not be the guy, but just be competent and be good, and we're going to go win a Super Bowl.
Well, let's not forget, he was really good in Minnesota, too. I know we get distracted by the last couple games and it didn't go well. He was really good all year in Minnesota also. Like, he has shown in multiple spots now that if he is given a roster that is competent and coaching that is competent, that he can win if he doesn't have to be the savior of a franchise. And guess what? That's most quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Most quarterbacks that get drafted in the league, the good ones at least, obviously there's some busts, but the ones that are, there's a lot of guys that we think are busts that just aren't saviors, right? Like, most guys aren't saviors. They just aren't. Like, you get, there's again, couple quarterbacks every generation that by themselves will change the fortunes of a franchise. I'm not even sure I can put Mahomes in that category, because what happens if he doesn't go to Andy Reid, right? Like, what happens if Tom Brady doesn't go to New England? Does he even get a shot somewhere else?
Yeah.
Does he, like, turn in, like, go look at the first, I think it's 5 to 7 years of Tom Brady's career. He doesn't crack 30 touchdown passes until Randy Moss shows up. Like, this is a guy that was good, but through those first 3 Super Bowls was mostly just a good quarterback on a great team, not a savior. Now, he turned otherworldly when he started drinking the blood of the young, or whatever his TB12 diet is. I'm not sure. I haven't read the book. And became this, 40-year-old savant and whatever, right? So, like, he became that guy. But how many of these guys don't even get starts? And I'm not saying Sam Darnold's going to turn into Tom Brady, but how many of these guys don't even get opportunities because they're asked to be a savior when, like, 1 or 2 guys every generation are prepared for that as rookies?
Yeah.
Right? Like, Peyton Manning is the one off the top of my head that I was like, yeah, he changed the fortunes of that franchise basically by himself immediately. And there's not a ton of other guys that fit in that category. It's like, when you actually think about it, you know what kind of, like, really nailed this in for me a couple weeks ago is Bleacher Report put out the 99 best quarterbacks of all time. I don't know if you guys saw that or talked about it at all.
Nope.
But it was the 99th guy on the list is Ryan Tannehill. The 99th best quarterback of all time was listed as Ryan Tannehill. That's the first name I saw, and I go, what are we talking about?
Oh my
and then
gosh.
I started scrolling through, and I was like, they didn't miss anybody. They, like, maybe you could argue for, like, a Baker Mayfield over a Ryan Tannehill. But when you're going through the list, you're like, oh, they didn't miss anyone. The quarterback position in the league has just been this bad basically forever.
Jeez.
Like,
Yeah.
it's stunning. It's stunning, man. Go look up that list. It is horrifying.
I'm gonna go. That might be topic of conversation tomorrow, because I think about this often. If you picture Joe Burrow getting drafted to Kansas City instead of Patrick Mahomes, like, I don't think anybody's really looking at a Joe Burrow and a Patrick Mahomes and they're just straight ability and skill as a quarterback. Like, I'm taking Joe Burrow as a quarterback over Patrick Mahomes. However,
Joe Burrow's, like, low-key one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league, so you're talking to the right person here.
Yeah, well, good. Okay, we're not going to argue about it. But, it's like there are so many talented quarterbacks that, they end up in awful situations. No wonder, Dante Moore looked at the draft this year and was like, I'm going to go back to Oregon. I'm good. Like, I don't want to go play for any of those teams. So it's an interesting conversation. Maybe, hey, we're going to have you back on this week, and we'll actually get into Big Ten tournament stuff. You want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know me. I'll come on anytime.
Okay, let's make it happen. I appreciate you joining. I already missed a break, and I really I care because I'm supposed to care, but I don't care. So, dude, I appreciate you. As always, people can find you on the socials, R.A. Lula, Herdat Sports, whatever you want to look up. He's there. So, appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, buddy. All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, see you, dude. That is Ravi Lula. He's the man, the myth, the legend. He jumps on and just helps cover 45 minutes with me. So I appreciate that. We're going to catch a quick break, and then we'll come up and we'll wrap up this hour. And I got something I want to share with you guys. This is The Drive.
Attention outdoor enthusiasts, get ready for the 36th annual Illinois Deer Classic and Illinois Fishing Expo. Join us March 20th through the 22nd at the Peoria Civic Center for the ultimate hunting and fishing experience. Explore hundreds of vendors selling top brands in the outdoor industry. Gear up for the Big Buck Contest and meet fellow hunters and anglers who share your passion. Bring out the family, find deals on gear, get tips from experts, and let the kids cast a line at the free kids fishing pond. Join us at the Peoria Civic Center for the Illinois Deer Classic, March 20th through the 22nd. See you there.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Jesse with Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions. Hey, do you have sewer blockages, problems? Are your toilets gurgling? Why deal with the headache? Call Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions today. We can come out and clean your line, camera it, show you what the problem is, and then we have an expert underground team that can make those repairs. 217-355-5512. We are here for you when you need us. Land's Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions.